Today we are making refrigerator pickles because we have a bounty of cucumbers from the garden. What we're going to make.
And we're too lazy to can.
And yeah, and because we're too lazy to can.
Lazy slash
well, and we're just busy. We have two little kids and lots of things going on. So this is the easier way to do it. So we just wanted to take you guys along and show you how we make refrigerator pickles and fermented refrigerator pickles.
Yeah, that'll be experimental.
Yeah.
So the first step is heating up water, vinegar, and salt. I haven't put the vinegar and salt in yet to make brine. And cutting up all your pickles.
Alright, so these are the spices that we are using to put in our refrigerator pickles.
So the most important is dill seed or fresh heads of dill. For garnish and decoration, I'm going to put in some actual dill as well. The next most important is garlic, approximately 2 cloves per quart of garlic. Maybe I'll put in a little more. I'm going to put a bay leaf in each one. Just for fun of it, I may put in a couple peppercorns in each one. You could also put mustard seeds in, but we don't have.
This is for the brine.
Yeah, I have 2 2/3 quart water in there, and I'm putting in 2 2/3 cup apple cider vinegar.
Is this the raw? Well, I guess this doesn't need to be raw because you're cooking it. This is 2 2/3 cups white vinegar adding.
Yeah, so I'm just adding, I'm making it like half and half white and apple cider just for the fun of it.
And then we're putting in 1 cup of sea salt or pink salt. You want
anything that's non-iodized and has no caking agents in it.
Right, so that's either like the pink salt, sea salt, or kosher salt.
Coarse-grained kosher salt.
Yeah.
Or canning salt.
That's a lot of salt right there.
Now this is 8x the recipe.
Okay.
That's enough salt for 8 quarts. Pickles are this size or smaller. You can make whole pickles. Since we let all our pickles become practically solid big cucumbers, we're gonna have to make them into bread and butter pickles and wedges. But you can do whatever.
Bread and butter pickles are the slices that you can put on sandwiches.
The one thing you have to remember is to take the blossom end off, because apparently there's enzymes in the blossom end that make the cucumbers less crispy and more mushy. You can leave them there. It's interesting. So that's the one thing you have to remove even if you go with whole pickles.
And you're not peeling them, right?
No.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure which end is which, you can just remove both ends. This is the stem end, but if it's hard to tell, just take them both off. About big long pickles like this is they fit just right in the jar when you make them into wedges.
Alright, and now Bill is chopping up the garlic cloves.
I've got all the pickles into jars except for these guys, because I think this was a slicing cube masquerading as a dill pickle or as a pickling cube. So now I am cutting up about 2 heads worth of garlic, 2 big garlic heads.
And putting them through the garlic press.
Yeah, that'll probably be the quickest way to smush them.
You could probably put them through the food processor too.
Yeah, that's more than it's worth. If I was a good chef, I'd be like doing it all with the flat of my knife, but whatever. Just kind of putting some dill and a bay leaf in each one of these guys. So now I'm adding about 2 teaspoons of dill seed to each one. since we have a bunch of whole peppercorns, I'm going to put just a few in each one. Just to
Give it a kick.
give it a little kick. Now I'm putting in the garlic.
How many cloves are you putting in each jar?
About 2.
Meanwhile, while Bill was doing all of the processing over there, he was boiling the brine that we showed you earlier, just to dissolve all of the salt into the water. And now we are going to pour the brine into each of the jars. All right, and here are all of the prepared jars ready for the brine. Aren't they pretty? Look at all those spices and herbs. All right, let's do it. Down to the last 4, and Bill's going to leave a little extra space in these because we're going to make these ones the fermented ones. So we want to leave a little bit of space for the raw apple cider vinegar.
Okay, so I'm putting the lids on these ones. These are just going to cool and then go into the refrigerator.
So that's it for the refrigerator pickles.
And then I'm going to leave these ones open and let them cool. And then I'm going to put a tablespoon of Bragg's raw vinegar in each one as a starter and leave them out at room temperature.
Let them
For a
ferment.
few weeks and let them ferment. So we have 2 different groups, and we'll just see how they compare with each other.
So how long do those have to sit in the refrigerator before they're edible?
Probably a week maybe.
Okay.
If you want, I mean, you could eat them now, but the flavors wouldn't be distributed.
Yeah.
If you want the flavor to equalize in there, I would say a week.
All right. We're using the Bragg's raw apple cider vinegar because it's raw, it has a culture in it, and that is how we are going to ferment the pickles.
So rather than just depending on whatever's in the air or on the surface of the pickles, we're going to put a couple tablespoons of Bragg's into each of these guys. Sort of inoculate them. I figure if it's a vinegar culture, it will happily live in pickle juice.
Because the rest of it's vinegar anyway.
Well, there's lots of other stuff in there, but
Yep.
yeah, it has a lot of vinegar in it.
Now we're just going to let those sit on the counter for a couple weeks. And then we'll check back in when the refrigerator pickles are ready to eat. And when those are ready to eat. Alright, I've got my little assistant with me here. And I'm going to try our pickles and see how they taste. It's been a couple weeks, so let's see how they are. I think these are the best pickles I've ever had. They're just so flavorful, and they have that kick to them because there's the garlic in it. Really yummy. If you guys are interested in making pickles, definitely give these a try. They're really yummy. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also head on over to my Facebook page to like that as well, to see things that I often don't necessarily have time to make videos for, but I will post it on the Facebook page. So hope to connect with you guys over there too. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.